Hi everyone. I have had an amazing journey. I did KPI 1, so I was one of the real guinea pigs and had the privilege of working very, very closely with Dan and the team, not only in the early stages, but also giving feedback on how the program has evolved. And it completely changed my life. When I walked into Mike Harris's Perfect Pitch workshop, I shared what I wanted to do with change management consulting, and I was sharing with him, I want to build this business around change management consulting, and I work with these companies, and this is what I want to do. And he just took one look at me and he said, your heart's not in it. I'm not feeling it. You sound bored, and I'm bored listening to you. And I was like, thanks, dude. And he said to me, well, give me an example of where you've taken these change management techniques and applied them somewhere else. And I said, well, actually, I've just been through a divorce, and I made a little program for myself. And he said, oh, you made a little program for yourself? I said, yes. And he said, well, how long did it take you to get over your divorce? And I said, about 21 days. What? What do you mean you took 21 days to get over your divorce? And I told him about the program. He said, now that is interesting. That is really, really interesting, and I think you can make that available to other people. And it scared the living hell out of me. But it really, having the KPI journey alongside has really made a massive difference to me being able to achieve that. And I think not only the steps, but the guidance, the networking, the support, and working out different ways to kind of market it and put it out there. So one of the things I'm working on at the moment is the Naked Divorce is doing well. We've had hundreds of people do the program now, and all over the world, which has been really amazing. You know, people from, right down in New Zealand all the way through to the end of United States, people in India, everywhere. And we're now, I have a team of divorce angels, and we sort of help people and guide them along their way over bad breakups, bad divorces. We're now working on the methodology that I've come up with, the perturbation, on making Naked Health, which is the parent company, and then building other trauma-type programs for other massive things that happen in life,
One of the things that I watched Adele discover was this word perturbation, where she really drilled down to the core of what it is that she wants to bring to the world. Perturbation is transformation under pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
So coal turns into diamonds under a process called perturbation. And you talk about the radical transformative power of trauma or breakup, or sort of these big life-changing moments, and how they tend to define people as one way or another, that some people use those experiences to go up, some people use them to crash out for years. And it's an incredible process that comes out in her book, The Naked Divorce, about perturbation, which is now moving into different fields as well. So it's a continuation or another pivot again.
But one of the fun things that I created with one of the product for prospects, we wanted people to experience some of this perturbation energy. And I was asked to speak at the Vitality Show, and I thought, well, the topics look boring, so I'll create this thing called Tantrum Club. And people can get together and throw a tantrum and actually experience some of these techniques. And Tantrum Club is just totally taken off. And we're now, basically, you get a baseball bat and a big bean bag, and you get to become a bitch with a bat for an hour and just go mental and practice some of these techniques. And by the way, if any of you want to experience that, we're at the Vitality Show the 23rd and 24th of March. I think at 12:30 is going to be Tantrum Club, so anyone wants to come throw a tantrum, come and join. And we just showing what else is possible, and I'm now looking at licensing that concept, pivoting it again, and making it more available to masses of people, whether they go through a divorce or a trauma or not, just to de-stress.
It really is remarkable. Tantrum Club's been featured in the media, and it started as a product for prospects, which is now taken on a massive life of its own, and will probably become a global small business all on its own. Unfortunately, the first rule of Tantrum Club is you're not meant to talk about Tantrum Club. But we've kind of blown it here, so we can go and throw a tantrum about that. And
That's right.
It's really funny too, because the first time I saw Adele talk about Tantrum Club, it was Adele stands up in front of the group of KPIs, and she says, she says, I'm going to create this environment where you can just totally let your emotions out and take a baseball bat and just have a massive tantrum. And all the women in the audience went, oh, that sounds wonderful. And all the men in the audience were like... And it was just so funny to see the difference in the room, but certainly it struck a chord. Yeah. So having lots of fun being a key person of influence.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for me, if you're on that cusp of like, shouldn't I do the KPI program? I mean, I can't even recognize my life and the way that things have transformed. And even though I still do some corporate work from time to time, it's made me even more successful in that area as well, being able to command a lot more money, purely just because my profile has raised. I'm more commanding, I have less time, I can, you know, really focus a lot better. And the skills in the community is incredible, so I really, really recommend the program.